All right, who are the parties on Brian Munns? All right, are you on Mr. Munns? All right,
Yes.
what is happening with Mr. Munns, Ms. Blake?
So we're set. We talked to Norma and we're going to plea on his case on Tuesday, the 24th. And in the meantime, I'm going to go plea on his, and it's going to be for time, an agreement we've made with the state for time. And then in the meantime, I've reached out to County Court 12 to get him on the docket for hopefully this Thursday or Friday to do the plea on Zoom on those cases.
All right, so this is being taken care of on May 24th?
Correct.
All right, Mr. Munns, just remain in the courtroom and we'll get a reset form for you. You're to be back here on May 24th at 9 a.m. All right, just have a seat. We'll get the plea paperwork. I'm sorry, the reset form. Brenda, do you see what page she's on?
10.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you do a reset form for Mr. Bonds for May 24th and that's for disposition? Yes, thank you. Who's here on Richard Bond? Richard Bond.
That was Alvarado.
All right, anyone who has a case and you need to approach it, I'm assuming everyone else here is for jury trial, is that correct? All right, just give us a moment.
Richard Bond.
Hmm?
Richard Bond.
Bond. All right, Ms. Blake, your excuse.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you, Honor. You're welcome. All right, Andrea Watson.
Not in the courtroom yet.
All right, just give us a moment. We'll get in here.
Okay.
But Vaughn is also on page 10.
Hmm.
May 24th, right?
Yes, that's what's. Yes, May 24th. Right. No, you're not coming to me, you're going over there. See the file on Pat line, please. Gabriel Patlon, Patla. All right, Ms. Ferguson, do you have an update on Mr. Sawyer?
No, Judge, I emailed him yesterday, and he called me today, so he called me yesterday.
All right, we call Mr. Patlon for tomorrow, he can go back. And Carlos Guerra, wasn't that taken care of the other day? Carlos Guerra? All right, let me see the file on Carlos Guerra. And what date is he coming back?
On the 24th.
Where's Judy Wimmer?
Ma'am.
Ah. I was like, where are you?
Thought it was my mother calling down from heaven.
What is happening with Michael Trejo?
I'm about to make an offer. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank
you. Let me see the file on Alex Sanchez. When? All right, we'll put it on the Thursday then. If he's unable to do it, we may need to just get another attorney. What is happening with Felicia Cox and where is she?
Mrs. Cox is not programmed.
Yes, where's Miss Cox?
She's better.
All right, she needs to come forward. Let me see the file on Felicia Cox, please. What is happening with this case?
Your Honor, I've conferred with Mr. Sanders on the case. He's made an offer. We're not accepting the offer at this particular time.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date on Felicia Cox, please. And I need the earliest jury trial setting for this case.
Judge, give me just a second. I'm trying to bring up your profile.
Whatever's gonna be done, whatever plea needs to be done by 2 o'clock. I'm not keeping the jury out in the hallway past 2 p.m.
Can do the June 21st.
All right, your jury trial date is June 21st. They're gonna give you a reset form. You need to come to court just for trial on that day at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Move this.
You need to get a reset form. Thank you.
Yeah, so what's it about? So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
All right, can I have the parties on Robert Anthony Alvarado, please? Court is calling 2020 CR 4628, State of Texas versus Robert Anthony Alvarado. Could I have parties announced for the record, please?
Michelle Hayden for the state.
John Young for the defense.
And are you Mr. Alvarado?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all of the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I believe I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Alvarado, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
I am.
Mr. Alvarado, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it at all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what you're charged with is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent, was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarado, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargaining agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There are no applications. There's an affirmative finding of family violence and no contact with Jessica Sanchez. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapon?
Ma'am.
Did you understand with the affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No,
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments into evidence.
no objection.
Mr. Alvarado, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in, right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. All right, proceeding with sentencing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We request the court to follow the agreement.
All right, I'll sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Jessica Sanchez. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarado, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence and a conviction, a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Alvarado, good luck to you. You know, if you love somebody, you don't pull a weapon on them. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, who's up for trial? All right, who's up for trial? Am I speaking to myself? All right, what is, Mr. Salinas, are you still requesting your jury trial? All right. All right, let me see the file on Kenneth Williams or Jermaine. And there's Jermaine in the back. All right, so they're bringing your clients up. Just give us a moment. Where's Edward Gill? All right, I need the file on Edward Gill. Yes. Edward Gill. All right, Ms. Ferguson on Edward Gill, I need the next available jury trial setting. Are we able to call this back next week? All right, so you're coming back on June 14th for jury trial?
14th?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
if something happens with this case, maybe call back today or sometime this week, so just make sure you're
Okay.
available. But for now, it's June 14th.
May we be excused?
You need to get a reset form from the
Yes, ma'am.
coordinator.
Hey, Judge, I've got your manacles, but I just got a text that somebody's trying to break in my car.
Oh, well, let's not have your car broken into.
You just said where everything goes wrong.
Oh, there you go. All right. Let me see the file on Kenneth Williams. And Dramatic. Yes, 2 names, Dramatic and what else?
Kenneth.
And I can get you one.
All right, where's Kenneth Williams?
He's right here, Judge.
All right, Mr. Williams, we're starting on another case.
This is for him. It was reindicted.
Okay. We're starting on another case, but if something happens, we may take your case up sooner, okay? But there are other cases that are ahead of you. This is the one that was recalled.
Okay, Judge.
So Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Williams, I need a early trial date, please. June 7th. All right, you're going to come back on June 7th.
All right, Judge, be excused.
Yes, you need to get a reset form. All right, I need these files to stay together, even though it's been re-indicted. All right. All right, what is happening with Trejo?
I'm not sure if my client's gonna be able to come out. I really don't mind not having an opportunity to confer with him. Just want him out, okay. Everything reach.
All right. All right, and Andrea Watson. All right, if you come forward, I need to follow Andrea Watson. Thanks. Good afternoon. So, Mr. Watson, there is another trial that's ahead of you. Believe it or not, it's been around longer than yours have. But I'm gonna put you up on the next trial date. Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Mr. Watson for next week? I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna bring you back next week, which is the 23rd. This is us squeezing you in for the 23rd. There still may be someone that's ahead of you, but we're just putting you on the 23rd, okay? So that I don't lose track.
May I address the court?
Just 1 moment. And if something happens and if this trial falls through, we'll bring you back, okay? All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I get a reset form for Mr. Watson for the 24th? And you wanted to, I'm sorry, 23rd of June. You wanted to address something?
Yes, Your Honor, the state has agreed to reinstate the bond with the GPS recommendation. I would ask that the court reinstate his bond. He doesn't have the capacity for a GPS. He doesn't want it.
All right, so when you say he doesn't have the capacity for the GPS, what do you mean?
Landline and to pay the costs.
Well, I'll ask that they waive the fees for the GPS, but you don't have a landline?
I stayed at my mom's, Your Honor, and what happened was that when I came to court March 1st, the other Andre Watson, I was charged for his charge, and they violated my bond, got off my bond. But I have came to court religiously. I have done nothing wrong. I haven't had a monitor on before, and I just wonder why did I have to have one?
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, Mr. Watson. Your jury trial is scheduled for May 23rd, but you know I have a jury in the hallway. So I'm gonna have you brought back tomorrow, so that I'll have a chance to look over the history. So we'll have you here tomorrow morning, we can look over the history. Do you know anything about the GPS?
I saw it, but Judge, I'll look over it and be ready to answer tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll look at that tomorrow, and Mr. Callahan, if you can give me whatever information to show what happened with and why it was placed on GPS, I'll look at that and consider it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. thank you.
Judge, may I address the court?
Yes.
He wasn't on GPS, but now the prosecutor recommends it. And I told you the GPS problem.
Okay, no, I just want to look at the history. And so I may decide not to have GPS, but I just need to see more history. I don't want to make a snap decision without looking at everything. I don't want to make a snap decision that is against you or a snap decision that's against the state. I like to have all the information, okay? All right, so we're gonna bring you, we'll bring him back tomorrow and we'll take care of it in the morning.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
Judge, sorry, may I bring up one thing?
Yes.
One request, assuming Mr. Watson makes bond, and I believe the defense told you I have no objection to the bond, just the conditions. I'm working overnight next week, and so if he makes bond, is the court okay with setting the case for that following week, the 31st?
Yes, Mr. Watson, are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Watson. So we'll bring you back tomorrow, Mr. Watson.
Thank you, thank you.
And can you have Mr. Watson come back tomorrow? No, well, not yet, because we need to see whether or not he's gonna make bond. So just bring him back tomorrow, we'll take care of it. Richard Bond, where's Mr. Bond? All right, what is happening on this case?
Judge, I'm gonna help with the state. You're asking to remain on the trial docket.
Do you have all the discovery?
I believe I do, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Mr. Bond, can you give me a 2-week reset for a plea deadline date, please? All right, we're gonna come back on June 7th. Mr. Vaughn, on June 7th, you need to let me know whether or not you're accepting the plea offer or not, okay?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you then. Good luck to you, Mr. Vaughn.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Okay. You threatened.
I think you should go.
Dimitri Lavallee.
That's mine. I didn't realize I probably should get my client. Unless you just, I just wanted to address, you want me to bring them in?
Yes, okay. And Ms. Ferguson, I'm gonna need Mr. Allen here, and he needs to be here during one of the breaks with the jury because his client was a no-show. Henry Knight.
He's in the
But he's
audience.
hiding, okay.
Mr. Allen's in trial.
All right, because Mr. Allen was like, he didn't see you.
No, Mr. Allen came in and conferred with him for a little bit, but he has to run the kind of footage because he's in trial now. So
Let
he
me
just
see
got-
the night file. Yes. Thanks for speaking up. All right, what is happening with Lavallee?
Judge, we got a new offer today from Marcus and we were asking if we could have just 2 weeks to consider it. So, and that's kind of what I was asking for.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 2-week reset on Lavallee?
You can come back on the 31st.
Okay, let me make sure. I think that sounds good to me. I'm gonna be in a different county, but Charles will be here. I'd rather be here because he has to go to come, or I have to go to come. Okay, Judge, we'll be back on the 31st.
All right,
Thank you so much.
just 1 second, please.
Oh,
All right, we're gonna come back on May 31st. And that will be your plea deadline date, Mr. Lovely. So get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson. Thank you, Judge. You're welcome. I'll meet you with that, okay? All right, Henry Knight. Come forward, please. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this one, I'm assuming his trial, it's a misdemeanor trial, so it should be done by the 19th. So we're gonna call Mr. Knight, we're gonna have you come back on the 19th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just get a reset form from the coordinator. All right, and Jeannie Wimmer, on your client,
We have conferred, and Mr. Trejo is not willing to accept the offer at this time.
bring Mr. Trejo up. Can I see the file on Trejo? Mr. Trejo? Oh, he's. Have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said an offer has been tendered?
Yes, ma'am. There are 3 new cases that have not been indicted yet.
All right, and what are those 3 new cases?
Failure to stop and render aid, evading, and possession.
All right, and the offer that the state tendered, was that to include all of those?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right, Mr. Trejo, I'm gonna give you a plea deadline date. Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this in 2 weeks for a plea deadline date, please? All right, we're gonna come back on May 31st.
Yes, ma'am.
That's your plea deadline date and possibly your jury trial date.
Be excused, Your Honor.
You need to get the reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, ma'am.
So plea deadline date and jury trial date. Mr. Trejo? Mr. Trejo, plea deadline date and jury trial date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, which case is being tried? I see the file on Salinas, please. In which case are we trying?
We're proceeding on, it's the indictment that has the verb have on it, but we're gonna abandon the verb have and just proceed on the VPO assault, which is.
So you're going on this?
Sorry.
This is the cost number?
Yes, Judge. And so right under, there should be a count 2 right here. So we're just abandoning all of this language.
I did you inform?
Yeah. So all of this language,
Yeah.
I'm gonna waive. This should have said a count 2 right here, but this is the VPO assault. So we're just gonna go on this language and do it.
So if he's convicted, where is he going to the punishment?
My assumption is he's going to the court, but he has been in the back getting fitted with his new boot
Okay,
since I was given the form.
all right, no problem. So then.
There's no reason for him to be going because as a habitual, he
all right, so
is
the
not
term
eligible.
is So it's paragraph B, but you're going on this section here.
Yes.
All right, thanks.
And here's the discovery acknowledgement, Judge. And we've just filed for the court's file, just a motion to fingerprint. And I hand delivered a copy to Mr. Young today.
No objection.
Yeah, we had a jury.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Judge. I can replenish your supplies. But do you want to just keep that in the court file? I have a copy.
All right, we'll bring him out and then we'll start.
Yes.
How much per side, Judge?
How much time are you guys requesting? How much time are you requesting?
5 minutes.
30.
Okay, 30%.
Yeah.
We're breaking it up 15 or just total 30?
Can we just do total 30?
Okay.
If that's okay with you, John?
It's good as me.
Okay.
Any time announcements?
Can you let me know when I have 8 minutes left? Now it's a weird number, Judge, but
All right.
But it goes with him, you know.
I know what you're trying to say, John. I don't know if I like what you're saying, if I don't like what you're saying.
You're a little
Odd.
interesting.
Some might say
No,
weird.
I don't need a notice. I never use all the time anyway.
No, I would never use all the time either, so.
What?
I said I would never use all the time either, so.
No. Yeah, my attitude is that the voir dire is about 50%, just getting the jury used to having a dialogue with you.
So the charge is violation of bond or protective order?
Yep.
All right, and this says violation of bond protective order 2 prior.
That's a different cause number.
Okay. So it's violation, bond protective order assault, correct?
Yes. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yeah. If we can go real switch. What is first second? Oh, I forgot about that. No, early morning. Because I realized, here's the thing, I realized that tomorrow is Wednesday, but I want to just take care of that case as quickly as possible, okay? So I understand.
I know.
Yeah. But that's the only one. That's the only one.
She's on I-10. On 35.
Well, but I'm not on 1604.
Which is way worse than I
Yeah. I try to hang out on 79.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be dressed, but I will tell you, he likes to be dressed, but he doesn't have to be dressed.
And it didn't matter if it's for the state or for the defense. It was- Yeah, because it's the same stuff. You probably know it by heart yourself.
This may be done by next year. This one is like.
Missing for jurors, Judge.
All right, which jurors are we missing?
Number 9, Benavides Daniel. Number 21, Sims John. 45, Marbury. And number 73, Moore Dale.
All right, so 9, 21, 45, and 73.
Yes, Judge.
Is anyone going to have any objections to proceeding without those jurors?
I do.
Okay, all right, we'll see if we can find them, and if we need to attach them, we will attach them.
Just for the record, we don't.
This is sort of like a shuffle.
Deputy Laura even already called downstairs and let them know that we have these 4 jurors missing.
Yes.
To do is go ahead and the victim's name in there. So it comes up for a meeting of this.
Okay.